Did you know that the economy will throw you under the bus and won't even look back? The market doesn't care about your rent, your pipeline, or how many invoices you sent this week. And if you're waiting for things to get easier, you're already behind. Right now, freelancers everywhere are watching their inboxes go quiet, their retainers get cut, and their once reliable clients suddenly ghost them after mentioning something about AI doing it cheaper. We're living through one of those moments where the rules are rewriting themselves in real time, where pandemic-era digital marketing budgets have dried up, where artificial intelligence is making clients second-guess every human they hire, and where the space between boom and bust feels like it's shrinking every quarter. The freelancers who thrived 2 years ago are scrambling today, and the ones crushing it now might be panicking next year unless they figure out what actually makes you recession-proof. Here's what happened. During the pandemic, companies poured money into digital everything, and freelancers rode that wave hard. But when budgets tightened and AI exploded onto the scene, clients started testing whether they could replace you with a chatbot or a template. And suddenly, the work didn't disappear. It just shifted into something you weren't offering anymore. Income dipped, confidence wavered, and a lot of freelancers found themselves staring at the same outdated service list they've been selling for years, wondering why no one was biting. The ones who survived didn't just wait it out. They pivoted. They reassessed every skill, every offer, every gap in the market, and they asked themselves the hardest question. What do clients actually need right now? Some freelancers added fractional executive services, some shifted into consulting, some bundled smaller offers to create continuity. But all of them understood that clinging to the same positioning year after year is a slow death. The market rewards awareness, not loyalty to your old business model. So what makes a freelancer truly recession resistant? It's not about being the most talented. It's about being the most adaptable, the most aware, the most willing to look around and say, okay, things are changing. What do I need to learn? What do I need to offer? And where is this industry actually heading? You need a niche, sure, but not a narrow skill set. You need 2 or 3 core services you can lean into depending on what clients are buying, and you need the guts to adjust your positioning early instead of waiting until you're desperate. Think of it like this. You're not a vending machine dispensing the same product every time someone drops a coin. You're a consultant, a strategist, a problem solver who happens to have skills in design or writing or marketing or whatever, and when the economy shifts, your job is to figure out what problem clients need solved next and whether you can solve it. The freelancers who get this don't panic when demand dips. They recalibrate, they test new offers, they reconnect with past clients, and they treat slow seasons like training montages instead of funeral processions. Here's where most freelancers mess up. They retreat when things get tight, they stop marketing, they stop pitching, they hunker down and hope the storm passes. But slow periods are actually the perfect time to expand your network, to send those just checking in emails, to test a new service, to remind people you exist, because guess what? There are still clients out there spending money, they're just spending it more carefully. And if you're not in their inbox or on their radar, someone else is. The other mistake? Not showing your ROI clearly enough. Because when budgets shrink, clients don't want to hear about your process or your creativity. They want to see results. They want numbers. They want proof that keeping you around is worth it. If you're not communicating value constantly, you become an easy line item to cut, and that's on you, not them. I once had a client ready to kill their entire blog strategy until I showed them how much SEO traffic, new business, and even ChatGPT mentions were coming from it. And suddenly they got it. And if you're relying on one high-ticket service, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Because when demand shifts, you're stuck with nothing to fall back on. A web designer who only sells full builds might starve during a recession, but one who also offers maintenance retainers, quarterly audits, or small consultations creates stability, keeps clients engaged, and stays top of mind even when budgets are frozen. Those smaller offers won't make you rich, but they'll keep you alive. Now let's talk about how client behavior changes depending on whether we're in a boom or a bust. Because understanding this is the difference between thriving and barely surviving. During booms, clients are open, experimental, willing to throw money at new ideas. But during recessions, every dollar gets scrutinized. every project gets justified and clients expect more communication, more strategy, more proof that you're worth it. This is when you need to stop being a vendor and start being an advisor. Someone who can say, here's where you're overspending, here's a smarter way to do this, here's a smaller option that still gets results. The freelancers who only execute tasks, they struggle when budgets tighten, but the ones who provide insight, who think strategically, who position themselves as partners instead of order takers, those are the ones who survive and even grow. And here's the thing about economic cycles. They're predictable in the sense that they always happen, but unpredictable in terms of timing, severity, and what triggers them. You can't control when a recession hits or when AI disrupts your industry, but you can control how prepared you are. And that starts with financial discipline, cash reserves, diversified income streams, and a willingness to audit your expenses regularly. You shouldn't wait until revenue drops to reassess your business, because by then you're reacting instead of planning, and reactivity makes you desperate, and desperation makes you accept bad clients, undercharge, and burn out. The more you prepare ahead, the less you panic when things slow down, and the more options you have when opportunities show up, and they will show up. Because even in the worst recessions, companies still need help. They're just more careful about who they hire and what they pay for. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Freelancing is not a linear path. It's a series of waves, some predictable, some random, and if you expect steady growth every month, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You will have months of overflow and months of silence. And knowing this ahead of time allows you to plan vacations during slow seasons, pitch harder during active buying cycles, and use quiet periods to upskill instead of spiral. Resilience doesn't come from avoiding the downs, it comes from building a business that can bend without breaking. The bottom line? Economic cycles will keep coming, AI will keep evolving, industries will keep shifting, and if you're waiting for stability to arrive from the outside, you'll be waiting forever. Stability comes from diversifying your services, communicating proactively, staying adaptable, and understanding that the economy doesn't owe you anything, but you owe yourself a business model that works in any environment. The freelancers who get this don't just survive recessions, they use them to separate themselves from everyone else who's too scared or too rigid to evolve. Discipline, sizing, and consistency matter more than conviction or timing. And if you can accept that you won't always know what's coming next, but you'll always be ready to pivot, you'll outlast 90% of the competition. Whether we're headed into a boom or a bust doesn't matter as much as whether you've built a business that can handle both. And if you haven't, now's the time to start. If you're looking for investment properties to diversify your income even further, check out www.growthsense.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter to stay updated on everything we're releasing.